Hello, Squirrel Tribe 2.0. How's everybody doing? Happy Friday, my dudes. It's Friday, March the 3rd, I think. So yesterday was fun, right? I had fun here with y'all. But then after we went and picked up the kid from school, the man and I went and picked up the kid, we decided to go to the gym. And we went to the gym and we worked out. And then afterwards we wanted chicken wings. So we went and got chicken wings at this place called Buffalo Jack's, which I'd never heard of. And technically where it is, it looks kind of like a little hole in the wall kind of place. And when you go in, it's like, looks like it should have been like a rundown sports bar kind of thing, but it's like really, really cool. Like the servers are super nice, really nice. The food is really good. So we went to get these chicken wings yesterday because the kid has been asking for them for like a week. And I was like, listen, we'll go one night. You pick someplace and we'll go one night. So she picked chicken wings, made her work for him first. We went to the gym, she did cardio, and then we did legs, and then we went and got the chicken wings. But while we're there, so we're sitting there and there's like 5,000 TVs on each booth and then up on the walls and behind the bar and all this other stuff. And most of them are dedicated to sports. And I'm sitting there chewing on my chicken wings and I look kind of sort of corner of my eye and I see that there's this big TV talking about the Alex Murdaugh murder case. Murdaugh murder, which is really hard to say. Alex Murdaugh murder case, which every time I say the word murder, I think of that SNL skit, Murder Your Dirter, where they're like Northern detectives. I don't remember who was in it. I think it was Kate McKinnon who did it. She's Murder My Dirter. Not the point. Just, I crack up every time I think of it. So anyway, I pull up this thing this morning when I get home about the Murdaugh murder case because watching it on TV, like I have not kept up with this. I don't know if you guys have heard about what it is. And I'd heard about it like when it happened. And I remember when it happened, I went, Broski did it. And that was my only thought. And I never went back to it, never looked at it. And yesterday when they were reading the verdict, it was a live video with the judge. So side note, the judge in the courtroom is in his chair, you know, behind in his bench, the judge's bench or whatever it's called. And he's in the chair and he's like leaned back. I swear every time I record, a phone call comes in. Why? I'm not even popular. It's the same thing all the time. But anyway, so the judge is in his chair and he's leaning back and like just nonchalantly rocking in his chair like he's just watching regular old TV. But in reality, he's waiting for the jury, the head of the jury person. Well, I don't know what they're called. The main jury person. I don't know what they're called. To hand him the docket that's basically going to say if this Alex Murdaugh person is going to spend the rest of his life in jail or go home. And he was just like chilling in his chair, rocking back and forth, having a good old time. So we're sitting there and the closed captions aren't turned on. I can't really see what's happening because I can read lips if you're close enough, but I'm halfway blind if you're too far away and the TV was too far to read lips. But the couple that was sitting in front of us, older couple, they waved over the hostess to come over and they were like, do you mind changing it from sports to something else? And the girl was like, you want to see the murder trial thing? And they're like, yeah. And she's like, okay, cool. Like she was really excited about this whole murder thing, which is a weird sentence in itself. So she comes over and she changes the channel and puts it on the Alex Murdaugh murder live, like courtroom, whatever's. And I'm sitting there with the man and the kid and I asked Kevin, I was like, do you know about this? He's like, no. And I was like, I think this is the guy who said that he didn't kill his wife and son, but we know he murdered his wife and son. Like he had that look. Do you know what I mean? He had that look of, nah, you did this. So as they're about to read the verdict, I told Kevin, I was like, I bet you a chicken wing, he's guilty. And he's like, you have your own chicken wings. Why do you want my chicken wings? I'm like, that's not the point. More chicken wings, the merrier, right? But I was right. So he was found guilty on like everything. So I wanted to read this to you guys in case you did not know about Alex Murdaugh. But first, I want to show you a picture of this guy. And y'all, this is where, if there is like the whole heaven and hell, you know, whatever, I'm probably gonna burn because I look at this guy. Y'all, this is awful. I looked at him and my first thought was, he looks like one of those hot Cheetos after you've licked off all the hot stuff and then it's just like soggy Cheeto left behind. And I don't feel bad saying that because he's a murderer. Like if he was just like a nice person, it might be different, but he's a murderer, so I don't feel bad saying it. Also, I can never eat a hot Cheeto again. And I also accidentally pictured licking that man. Oh God, you ever vomit in your mouth because of your own thoughts? There we go. So anyway, anybody who's curious, South Carolina attorney Alex Murdaugh was sentenced to consecutive life terms with no chance for parole on Friday in the double murder of his wife and son. So this article is on Yahoo. Y'all know I like Yahoo because they put all kinds of random like shit up there. And I read this article already. We're not going into this one blind like we've done before, but I read this article and the more I read this article, I'm like, bro, Netflix is going to make a huge movie about you. Turns out Netflix already did something about him, but his kids, it turns out they were like menaces to society. So just FYI, let's read this in case you weren't curious. So it says here, the trial, which began on January 25th, came to a quick conclusion with the jury deliberating for just 3 hours on Thursday and issuing their verdict on the same day they heard closing arguments. So this whole time, this jury's been sitting there going, yeah, we'll listen to what you have to say, but you did it. You're guilty. We know it. You're going to jail, broski. Like they already knew. So it says, prior to the sentencing, prosecutors described Murdaugh as a cunning manipulator who placed himself above all others, including his family, and called for the 2 consecutive life sentences, the maximum allowed in the case. Circuit Court Judge Clifton Newman said Murdaugh engaged in duplicitous conduct during the trial. Now, again, I want to show you the picture of this man. And again, I'm going to sound some type of way, but I don't give a shit. He doesn't look smart enough to rub 2 pennies together, yet he figured out how to get away, he thought, with murder. So there's that. Let's go back to where we were, because I have moved on. Okay, Murdaugh, 54, was accused of fatally shooting his wife Maggie and his son Paul, who were found dead in June 2021 at the family's hunting estate in Colleton County, whatever. The disgraced lawyer was convicted on 2 counts of murder and 2 weapons charges in the case. Family's hunting estate. That's just a weird place to decide to do it, because murder and hunting, those, it's just like a creepy whatever. I'm innocent, Murdaugh said in brief remarks on Friday, saying he would never hurt his wife or son. Technically, you didn't hurt them, you killed them. There's a difference. In my opinion, there's a difference. Maybe I'm wrong. And again, I like to look at the way people say things and phrase things and the words that they use. I would never hurt them. Well, hurt implies that like you smacked one of them around and it was ouchy and then they were better. No, you murdered them. There's no hurt involved. There's end of life. There's a huge difference in my opinion. So this thing says, where will the lies end? Asked Clifton. It's already ended for many who have heard you and concluded it'll never end, but within your own soul, you'll have to deal with that. And I know you have to see Paul and Maggie during the nighttime when you're attempting to go to sleep. I'm sure they come and visit you, I'm sure. Let me put it to you this way. If a man is manless enough to murder his wife and son, I can guarantee you he's not thinking about them as he's trying to fall asleep. Like, clearly a soulless piece of shit if he is willing to murder his wife, the mother of his child, and his child. Like, broski has no soul. He doesn't give 2 shits about who's like in his mind when he goes to sleep at night. He's probably sitting there thinking of like the Tricks Rabbit and Lucky Charms leprechaun and whatever else. I'm sure he's not thinking about his wife and son, because if he was thinking about them, he wouldn't have killed them. So this says that last week, Murdaugh took the stand in his own defense, testifying that he didn't murder his wife and son in what prosecutors allege was a botched attempt to cover up financial fraud. Y'all, it is always the money. No matter what we talk about, bottom line is anytime something nefarious happens, it is always about the money. I don't know why that is. It's just the case, because money is the root of all evil. Newman said the case was particularly troubling because Murdaugh had practiced law in front of him. And it was especially heartbreaking to see you go in the media from being a grieving father who lost a wife and son to the person indicted and convicted of killing them. Newman added that appeals were absolutely expected. Before the trial, the Murdaugh family name had been synonymous with the legal profession in South Carolina's low country. Y'all, I'm from South Carolina. I am a Southern girl born and bred, okay? I don't know who Murdaugh is, though, so there's that. Where are we going? Lost it. Found it. No. Okay, from 1920 to 2006, members of the family served as solicitors or local prosecutors in charge of prosecuting all criminal cases in a 5-county district that locals refer to as Murdaugh Country. Now it's murder country, I bet. The family also founded a prominent law firm specializing in personal injury litigation. On Friday, Newman noted that Murdaugh's family members had prosecuted people who received death penalty for less heinous acts. Okay. The image of power and influence surrounding the Murdaugh clan began to unravel. Listen, this is where I got to this part and I was like, oh, like it's a whole family of little shitheads. Okay. The image of power and influence surrounding the Murdaugh clan began to unravel in February of 2019 when a boat allegedly driven by Alex Murdaugh's then 19-year-old son, Paul, crashed near Parris Island, South Carolina with 5 passengers. One of those on board, Mallory Beach, who was also 19, was killed. 4 of the 5 survivors were hospitalized, and Paul Murdaugh's blood alcohol level was found to be 3 times the legal limit, according to hospital records. He was later charged with 3 felony counts of boating under the influence and pleaded not guilty, but was killed by his father before he could go to trial. So here's my first thought. First thought on this before anything else. Broski, dad, didn't want his name to be tarnished by a guilty verdict against his son. So maybe that was another reason on the ending of his life, which is still, it's your kid. Y'all, I've never even spanked my child. Like, I popped her on the butt one time and felt awful for it afterwards. I don't understand people who can willingly beat their children, like legitimately beat them, and then, or in their lives. Like, there's a special place in hell for people like that. Hopefully there's also a special place in jail for them where very bad things happen to them by all the other local inmates. So there's that. So where are we here? The Beach family filed a wrongful death suit. The girl's family filed a wrongful death suit following the incident, which prosecutors say played a role in the motive for the eventual killings of Paul and Maggie. Prosecutors allege that Alex Murdaugh shot and killed Maggie, who was 52, and Paul, then 22, in a botched scheme to cover up his own financial fraud. Y'all, this gets so much like juicier. I don't know if you should call murder, like these are real people. So I don't know if you should really call it a juicy kind of story, but unfortunately, like it is. It says the Murdaugh murder investigations has led authorities to look into 2 other suspicious deaths in the area. In 2018, Murdaugh's former housekeeper, Gloria Satterfield, died after a reported fall at work. The Murdaugh family said she tripped over their dogs and hit her head. That's actually believable. I've tripped over, Max is right over here right now. I've tripped over his little dipshit ass numerous times and about killed myself by like slamming into a wall or a refrigerator or a counter. Many bruises have been had thanks to the golden doodle. So where are we here? According to the Satterfield family's attorneys, Alex Murdaugh told Satterfield's sons he was responsible for her death and pledged that he was going to take care of the boys, at least he didn't kill them, by suing himself to collect on personal liability insurance. But the family said they never received any money from Murdaugh, and they filed suit against him in 2021. The New Yorker reported in January that Murdaugh stole the settlement money, which totaled more than $400,000. Following Murdaugh's arrest, police opened a criminal probe into Satterfield's death. Y'all, I was going to say it gets better. I don't know that this is better, but there's more. But wait, there's more. In July of 2015, the body of 19-year-old Stephen Smith was found in the middle of a rural highway in Hampton, South Carolina. His death was initially ruled a hit and run, but following the murders of Maggie and Paul Murdaugh, police have reopened that investigation. People interviewed in the Netflix docuseries The Murdaugh Murders, A Southern Scandal, link Alex Murdaugh's older son, Buster, to Smith, the hit and run person. And Buster is named in reports on the case filed by investigators with Highway Patrol. So you're telling me that both of his sons have possibly murdered somebody. Well, is the boating accident considered murder then? I don't think so. I think that's considered negligent homicide or something like that. Like, what is the phrasing there? If you're, because in a car, it's vehicular manslaughter. So is it still vehicular manslaughter if it's a boat, or is it boat-hicular manslaughter? That's not a word. I know that's not a word, right? Boat-hicular. Nope, we're done. I already know. I'm a dipshit sometimes, but I know that that's not a word. But this whole thing with this Alex Murdaugh person, so you're telling me that this loving husband and father killed his wife and son to cover up the fact that he kept $400,000 from accidentally killing their maid? Like, is that how this works? Why would you think that them dying would cover up what you've done? Unless he was thinking that them dying would give him their health, no, life insurance money. Is that like, maybe that's the thing? I don't understand. Maybe because I did not follow any of it and I need to go watch the Netflix docuseries, but just from the article alone, it don't make sense. So there's that. Number 2, stay away from Southern redheaded lawyers, I guess. Like, I don't know. A lot of the movies that I watched growing up, I don't even know if growing up's the right word, but a lot of the movies that I watched, like, I think one of them is A Time to Kill. Is that the one with Matthew McConaughey where he happens to be a Southern lawyer? And then you've got some movie with Denzel Washington, but that's in Miami, I think, where he's like a lawyer or a police officer and there's some shady stuff happening there. Cannot remember the name of that movie to save my life. I don't know. I don't remember. And then like a lot of Southern lawyers end up being bad in a lot of these like John Grisham books and movies that you see and stuff. So if you're in the South and you need a lawyer, find one who was not born and raised in the South. Find like a Northern lawyer who's moved to the South. Maybe it might be safer for you because it turns out these Southern ones, they're a little shicey. They're a little shady. So that's that. So I want to point this out to you. Y'all see my little setup I have back here, my books and my whatnots? First off, Taste of Home. That's the magazine that Dana has sent to my child. She gets it every month. She loves it. We've been looking through it for cookie ideas. But she decided yesterday, actually she decided last night out of nowhere that she wanted to make cookies to take to school for her friends. And I was like, bullshit. You want to make cookies so you can eat cookies. And if there's like one left over, you'll take it to your friends. I know how her mind works because that's exactly what I would have done to it. I'd have been like, listen, I want to make cookies for my friends, but I have to make sure that they're okay and not going to hurt them. So I need to eat all but 2 of them. Yeah, they're fine. I'll take the last 2 to school. And then they would never make it there. I would eat all the cookies. I should be a 600-pound female. I'm not lying. I love food and sweets and drinks and all kinds of stuff. It's whatever. So she's looking through this book last night. This, what is this called? Delicious Insane Sweets. The only reason we have this book, y'all see this little sticker? It's because it was 50 cents at the Goodwill store. That's why I have this book, or else I would not have bought a cookie book, because all this makes me want to do is make cookies, ergo eat cookies, ergo have to go to the gym. So she's looking through this book and I'm sitting on the couch last night. My couch is over there. That's where I'm pointing. She's standing here in the kitchen. I'm sitting on the couch and she's trying to convince me that she needs to make these from scratch cookies at 8 o'clock at night on a Thursday. And I'm like, no, you don't. We're going to Publix in the morning because she wanted to sub for school. On Fridays, I will generally let her pick out something for lunch or whatever else. So she wanted to go to Publix to get a sub for lunch. And I was like, bro, just buy some cookies at Publix. I don't feel like doing all this other stuff. And I know that's the lazy mom way. Don't care. Sometimes you want to be a lazy mom. Sometimes you want to tell your kid, not tonight. I don't want to. I just want to lay on this couch and do not a damn thing. And I want you to do it with me so we can hang out together and bond over Vampire Diaries. So that's what we did. So she decided she wants to make these chocolate chip cookie dippers, right? So she pulls this up and she's like, well, we have butter, we have brown sugar, we have granulated sugar, we have eggs, we have vanilla, we have flour, we have baking soda, we have kosher salt. All we're missing are the chocolate chips. And I was like, so you just want to make cookie dippers? Not even chocolate chip cookie dippers. She was willing to concede on chocolate chips if it meant she could at least make some sort of cookies. And I was like, no, you got to have all of the ingredients or else you're half-assing it. And then you're going to be mad that it doesn't taste like chocolate chip, whatever. It just tastes like cookie, which I don't see I could ever be mad that anything tastes like cookie. But anyway, so our plan Sunday, she conned me into a sleepover for Saturday, not me a sleepover. Her friends are sleeping over Saturday night. She's got 2 friends that are coming over Saturday night. And she was like, well, we can just cook and stuff. And I was like, listen, this is an apartment complex. I got to pay for anything y'all break. And if you burn this bitch down, we're all in trouble. So I'll let you make cookies, but I get to put them in the oven. I don't care how responsible you are. I don't know your little friends. They could be extremely irresponsible. They could be the kinds that reach into the hot oven barehanded to pull out the tray. And then I got to explain to their mom why her kid's a dumbass. I don't want to do all that. I'll let you guys mix the stuff on the counter. I'll do the oven parts and then y'all can kill the cookies. I don't care. So that's the plan is today I need to go buy chocolate chips because we do have everything else. That's the whole reason I showed you this was to let you know that on Sunday, there should be chocolate chip cookie dippers somewhere in my house and I better get at least one of them or I'm a pout, just so you know. That's that. So today, what's today, Friday? I already said today's Friday. I'm trying to meet my friend Lauren and her husband Justin to get a margarita to celebrate Squirrel Tribe's 100,000 subs on the other channel because we need a celebration. Sunday, y'all, we are going to do a live stream. I just got to figure out what time is feasible. I'm thinking, because I know church is in the morning, so we're not going to do it in the morning. A lot of people do family lunches and stuff on Sunday, so we're not going to do it like at lunchtime. I was thinking maybe Sunday at like 5. I don't know if that's good or not. Like, hopefully that would work for you. So I'm thinking Sunday at 5 o'clock, we'll do a live stream. Let me just go ahead and put out the ground rules of Sunday's live stream. There's only one. Don't be a jackass in the comments. That is all. Y'all can do whatever else you want. I don't care. We'll have a drink together. We'll cheers. I really wish you guys could load pictures in the live chat so we could all literally like cheers or whatever. And you don't have to have a drink. For people who do not drink, you could just be there and hang out. Or if you're like my good neighbor here, Marvin, and want to have some syrup, some maple syrup, which is whiskey, scotch, bourbon, whatever you prefer, do that. If you want to just drink orange juice or water, have some coffee, whatever. All I know is that during the live stream, a beverage of some sort should be in your hand, water all the way up to gin. I don't really care what. That way, when I say cheers, you gotta do the and pretend like you're clinking glasses, or else it's pointless. It's pointless if you don't clink the glasses, right? So we'll do that on Sunday, 5 o'clock. I'm gonna set it up today so that we all know Sunday at 5 o'clock. That's what we're doing. I was gonna tell you guys something else, and now for the life of me, I can't remember what it was, because that's how my brain works. Do y'all know what it was? No, you don't know what it was. I don't remember what it was. Maybe it wasn't important. Maybe I'll remember by Friday or Sunday, because today's Friday, and we can talk about it then. I don't remember what it was. This is the most annoying part of getting old. And every single time my brain forgets something, I'm like, oh God, onset Alzheimer's. Is this dementia? Like, I'm too young for Alzheimer's and dementia. So then I Google, and Google's like, oh no, you could totally have Alzheimer's and dementia starting at like 40. And I'm like, fuck. Like, okay, fine. Well, I guess here we go. So then the times where I literally cannot remember a word and it like starts to aggravate me and piss me off, so I think harder about it and then give myself a headache, those are the times where I literally am like, I feel like Rebecca from This Is Us. Have you guys watched that TV show? I am friggin' addicted to it. I watch it as often as possible. I don't know what season I'm on. Well, obviously I'm in the season where Rebecca has learned that she has like early onset dementia or whatever. So every time I can't remember something, I feel like her. And then I think to myself, am I going to go out in the Jeep one day to go to the grocery store and then just end up driving around aimlessly, not knowing where I was supposed to go? Because I've done that. I have walked down the aisles at Publix or Walmart or wherever else, knowing what I was supposed to get and then completely forgetting why I was there and going, what am I doing on this aisle? What did I need on this aisle? What do I want on this aisle? And then I have to look at every little thing until it pops out at me. Maybe I need to go see somebody about my memory. I don't know. I still think it's because of the motorcycle accident I was in a long time ago, because there was like a fractured skull and some like head trauma and whatnot. I'm pretty sure it all goes back to that. But because I don't do drugs. I do not do, contrary to dipshits' beliefs or whoever wants to jump in the comments between the two channels and be like, oh my God, ma'am, you must be on like drugs because of the way you talk. And then somebody yesterday was like, you need Adderall. No, I'm good. Thanks for the suggestion though, appreciate it. I remember what I was gonna tell you. Now, I contemplated not telling you guys this because it sounds Karen-y. I don't really, but whatever, I don't care. I wanna tell you guys anyway. So on my main channel, when it first started, there was this lady who did not like me. I'm a very likable person, unless I'm not, and then that's fine too. But she did not like me, and I cannot figure out what I did to her. I mean, literally the very beginning of my old channel, I was going to grocery stores during the pandemic and being like, hey y'all, this is the price. Make sure that you're paying attention to the per ounce and whatever, and make sure you're getting the sales. Like I was just literally trying to help people. And she did not like me. She made a video. I can't remember exactly how it went, but she made some video basically bashing me. And I was like, that's really weird. I don't understand why. Cause I don't know. Yeah, I had to block her on that channel. But I need you to know, here's the thing. So she's, according to her, she is extremely religious, which no problem with that. I expect an extremely religious person to also be a very nice person. No, not how this goes. So yesterday I'm sitting on the couch and the man says to me, hey, listen, you need to check your copyright material. Because with YouTube, a lot of people will take my material, other people's material, and reload it on their channel and use it over there. Generally speaking, I let it fly. I don't really care as long as you're not doing anything weird with it or like splicing it up or making it look like I said something I didn't say, or you're not using it to like harm somebody or do anything like that. I generally don't say anything. So I had to go into the YouTube studio yesterday and look up the copyright button. And there was probably 5 or 6 different things on there that I had to sit through and figure out if I was gonna let them keep the material or if I was gonna be like, hey, listen, I'd prefer it if you would take it down. Now, YouTube gives you two options. They give you the option of 7 days, meaning they will let the creator that took your stuff know they have 7 days to take it down, or YouTube will do it for them. So they're giving them the courtesy of going, hey, listen, you kind of stole some stuff here that you didn't really have the right to take. And the creator, me, is letting you know that they're going to give you a whole week to do what you need to do and take it down before we take it down for you. Then they have another button that just says, get rid of this shit right now. It's not yours. No, no. And I used the button a couple times yesterday on some of these people who had taken my content, because I was like, I don't like what you've done with this over here, because this isn't the kind of vibe that we generally want with the Squirrel Tribe. So why you've taken this and used it for your own stuff, I don't understand. But the lady who had made a video a long time ago, just basically, I can't remember why she was bashing me. It was like the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. And I was like, huh? Like, I thought to myself at that moment in time, maybe she needs some sort of mental counseling. That was my very first thought. But I noticed yesterday that she had a video up of mine. And I was like, why would you take one of my videos when you've let me know in one of your videos that you think I'm just like the stupidest person roaming the earth? So instead of doing the immediate takedown, I did the 7-day thing, right? I was like, hey, listen, I'm gonna be nice about it. I'm gonna let you know though, I'd like it if you take it off your channel. YouTube's gonna give you a week or whatever. Y'all, I woke up this morning to an email that she sent me at 2:55 a.m. And I'm going to read it to you. I would generally not do something like this, but I need you to understand, this is what I deal with like a lot, like a whole lot. And it's really weird because I don't know these people, but this is actually not as name calling as I get from a lot of the comments. Like, I have an entire folder full of comments where people are just like, you kiss your spouse with that mouth, or you hug your mom, like you look your mom in the eye and have a conversation with her, knowing that this is how you talk to random strangers. And like, I hope you're not raising daughters, like those kind of people. I have a whole folder of those, just because sometimes, just in case anything were to happen in the future, I have something to lean back on and say, well, listen, this person was kind of doing this forever. Anyway, but this person, I'm not going to say her name. I'm just going to let you know that her handle or her email starts off with Bride of Christ. Right there should let you know that she should be a nice person. Y'all, the language in this email. I'm just going to read it to you. You're going to have to do this. And I haven't blocked her on this channel yet, so batshit crazy may end up in the comments. So 2:55 a.m. this email came through. Wow. So you gave me a copyright takedown notice just for sharing a video of yours on my channel during the middle of the night. Have you lost your damn mind? Wow. You are one insanely wicked, evil, demon-possessed, lost soul of a woman. Jesus is coming back to take his bride to heaven. So when millions of people go missing, don't be surprised when your wicked, evil ass is left behind. So don't believe the lie when they say aliens took us. There's no such thing as aliens. They are demons, and they will come after you and eat you alive. I suggest you get saved now. And then she tells me to read Romans 10:9-10 and Corinthians 15:1-4 and get saved now. Oh, and while you're at it, please get a life. You should be in bed instead of up on scrolling YouTube, seeing if you can give a fucking copyright notice to you wicked, evil woman. By the way, Squirrel Tribe is a really stupid name. You should use your own name. Okay? She said this to me at 2:55 a.m., but I should be the one in bed. I don't understand people like this. And so my question, because I'm actually coming to you guys for this. Do I reply and just be like, ma'am, you may need to go to church and talk to somebody, because I don't know. Or do I reply, or is it, ma'am, you may need to seek mental help? I have no idea what to do with people like this. It throws me off. And I'm going to be 100% honest. It's people like this that I was growing up made me go, I don't know if I really want to be part of this whole church thing, because there's a lot of people like this, like in the Baptist church, and I don't understand the absolute hatred and just meanness of people who are supposed to be Christian and love thy neighbor kind of stuff. Like, it's never made sense to me. And this lady like is the epitome of what is wrong with religion, like religious people. Like that does not make sense to me. You can't. Y'all, I know I've said this before, but you cannot call yourself well, you can call yourself a Christian and do whatever the hell you want, but you can't call yourself a good Christian or a good person and then also like be racist or also be homophobic or be against people with any sort of disabilities or what. You can't be any of those things and also say you are this, but there's so many out there that do it that it just blows my mind. And this is what I woke up to this morning, y'all. I woke up and I said, oh, you know, the ugly yawn and the wipe the sleep from your eyes. And I picked up my phone and I saw her name and I was like, oh, this ought to be interesting. And I scrolled down and that's what I started off with. You are one insanely wicked, evil, demon-possessed, lost soul of a woman. Well, I'm rubber and you're glue and whatever you say bounces off of me and sticks to you. Boo boo. I don't know what to do with stuff like this. So I just thought I'd throw it out there to y'all so you can be like, or maybe you agree with her. Nah, y'all are sane. Not a damn one of you is going to agree with whatever this woman just said to me. So I don't understand it. I don't understand. Like we talk about keyboard warriors and internet trolls and all this other stuff. She's a grown woman. I don't understand. It has never occurred to me in life to email somebody like that. Like even to reply to comments. Like I get the comments and stuff all the time and I'll reply back with, okay, whatever, okay, or or bless your heart, you know, the good stuff. And then most of the time I just delete and block and go about my day. But sometimes I just want to be like, no, I saw it. I don't give a shit. What do you want to do? I just don't know what to do with stuff like this. It's so weird to me. It's so weird to me that people have that kind of time on their hands. And because you're my tribe, this is why I'm telling you. Generally speaking, I wouldn't tell you. Speaking of which, y'all, 2 days ago, when I made the video about the loose skin, the like, somebody called it, one guy said they call it like the man's like, okay, here we go again. I don't know how to do this. The man's like testicle skin, whatever. He called it bat wings, y'all. Picture it, but like don't if you don't want to, but you'll never look at Batman the same way again. So when I made that video, look, I made my face red. When I made that video, I had like 2,000 subs and I was like, nobody's gonna see this. It's just you and me, Squirrel Tribe. It's those of you who have been here for a while. I know you by name. I don't know your faces, which still kind of sucks. I wish I had faces and names to go together. Some of you I do because you've emailed me or I've seen you on Instagram, but I didn't expect it to go anywhere. 30,000 people saw that video in the first day and I was like, well, shit. Like, I thought I was just telling like my little body insecurity secret to like a little bit of people. And then YouTube was like, oh, you don't want that many people to hear what you have to say? We're gonna show everybody. And I was like, fuck. So that's where that is now, FYI, in case you were curious. So now I gotta be like, do I tell you or do I'm always still gonna tell you, it doesn't really matter. It could be 10 bajillion of you on here, I'm still gonna tell you because family, Squirrel Tribe family. But that's it. I didn't understand waking up to that kind of email. It's like, God, somebody like, she didn't even get any Wheaties in her bowl. She got just all crap. There was not a single Wheatie in her bowl. Poor thing. I don't know, poor thing. That's all I got. Listen, it's Friday, my dudes. The kid and I and the man are gonna hang out after school and just enjoy each other as a family. I suggest everybody else do the same. Do something fun tonight. If you have family, hang out with them. If you like them, some families suck, I know. But if you like them, hang out with them. If you don't have a bunch of family or anything else, nothing wrong with hanging out by yourself. Sometimes the best company is your own. Unless you suck too, and then, well, I don't know what to tell you then, up a river, I guess. Creek, we've done this before. Up a creek without a paddle. Nope. River without a paddle. Stream. You are up a body of water without a paddle. There we go. That works. Listen, I love you all, except for Bride of Christ. I don't really like you. But everybody else, I love you. And I hope you have a fabulous rest of your Friday. I'll see you Sunday. I'm not going to see you tomorrow. I'm just going to, FYI, we're not going to be here tomorrow. I'm going to save all the energy for the live stream on Sunday. If there's something I want to talk about in the live stream, let me know, or else I'm just going to, squirrel ramble like normal. But yeah, that's it. I love y'all. Have a good day. Bye-bye now.